everybody, and welcome to 2026. This year is going to be a great year in conjunction with the Connecticut Burns Care Foundation and our partners with Bridgeport Hospital. I'm Dominic Mantuano, the Executive Director of the Connecticut Burns Care Foundation, and this is my best friend, Jason Bretsky, and he's with
Bridgeport Hospital and the Connecticut Burn Center.
I always let him just go ahead and say that part. Together, we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to bring you Burn Awareness Week. So I'd like to turn it over to Jason to explain to you where our videos are going. Jason.
So this year's theme for National Burn Awareness Week is the middle of a 3-year cycle of preventing burns where you live, work, and play. So this year's focus is preventing burns in the workplace.
Oh, that's awesome. And we know that a lot of people sometimes take it for granted because you go there every day, and sometimes you are not aware of what is around your surroundings. And it's a good place to start.
Absolutely. Preventing fires and burns is part of everyone's job.
Yeah, and it depends on us to be aware and sometimes bring you the facts that maybe you can share with others to prevent injury or burns.
Absolutely. There's certainly professions where you think about heat and fire more frequently, but it's really something that we can all watch out for.
Yeah, and it doesn't only go for just basically burns on things that you would typically say cause a burn. We can talk about chemicals. You can talk about hot liquids. You can talk about microwave products.
Absolutely. So yeah, cooking accidents happen everywhere, whether it's a commercial kitchen or just your break room. And, the space heater you have tucked underneath your desk is certainly a way that people sometimes end up getting injured. So we can all be a little more cautious about the things we do every day, because complacency can lead to injury.
Absolutely. That was a good point you brought up about that space heater underneath the desk. You go home at night, and what's the first thing sometimes you think? Did I leave that on?
Absolutely. Or even just, getting focused on what you're doing and not realizing that, hey, it's getting more than just warm. It's actually getting hot. And, the risk that things catch fire underneath that desk where you're not keeping an eye on it.
It's checking it also, Jason. It's actually reaching down once in a while. Feel the plug. Is the plug overheated? Is the wiring, the rubber, hot? That's your cue to say that's enough. Unplug it. Give it a rest. Because remember, we work, on the average, an 8-hour day, right? And these things are really not meant to run 8 hours straight.
And make sure that you're, checking things, because they do break down over time. Everything needs maintenance. Make sure that the cords are in good condition. Make sure that the plastic hasn't become cracked or bubbled. Take a look at the product that you've got. Is it listed by a security company to begin with that, it's a safe product to be using?
Absolutely. Hey, and also don't be afraid to talk to your boss, supervisor, manager. Don't be afraid to talk to them about, hey, can I make a suggestion? Our microwave is really, really old. And make a suggestion that maybe it's not acting the way it should be. It's up to you to notice these things, and don't be afraid to say something like that, because it's up to your manager, supervisor, or boss to make the changes to make you in a safer workplace.
Absolutely. Speak up. The safety, may prevent an injury that may be your own.
Absolutely. And remember, one of the big things that Jason and I also bring up time to time are those wonderful strip plugs, multiple plugs.
Surge protectors
that's the word.
Or power strips. There's a chance that you overload it and there's too many things plugged in. So really watching out for that. Each industry has its unique hazards. And so think about your job. Think about things that can get hot or get overloaded. Each workplace is unique, and so the adaptations and the security measures are unique as well.
Absolutely. That little annoying tag on there that you always try to plug into the wall and it gets in your way, and you try to move it and bend it or rip it. Don't do that. How about you read it? Because on there it's going to tell you what it can handle, what it can't handle, and the safety on it. So those annoying tags, take a chance to read them.
Yep. And more than just electrical safety, familiarize yourself with whatever tool or appliance or piece of machinery you're working with, from your computer to a frying machine if you're in a kitchen, to any industrial tools, torches. Know what your product's limitations are.
And where are you storing those chemicals? Remember, all your cleaning tools, your products, all that stuff, if somebody's storing it on the hot water heater, that might not be the greatest place to store those kind of chemicals.
Yeah.
And every workplace has different chemicals. So make sure you're safe. Make sure that those are being stored properly and cool places that are not in the reach of anybody who might not be able to be using them.
And make sure you maintain the documentation that comes along with that, and that everyone who's in your employ knows where to find those documents. You know, it's not just law, but it's safety to make sure that you maintain the MSDS sheets.
Yeah, you know, a lot of this is forgotten and not even thought of, but you really do need to keep up on these things, because it's too late when somebody says pull the fire alarm. That's way too late. So preventative actions lead to greater days at work.
It's an old saying, but it's a good one. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Now that are words to live by. Hey, listen, I'm Dominic Mantuano. This is Jason Bretsky. Hey, listen, we're going to catch you again for Burn Awareness Week. Thanks for listening.